So here we are in front of my original artwork, drawn in India ink, using my handwritten text for the last lines of Purgatory, where we have the earthly paradise that Dante is about to leave for paradise above in the third canticle of the Divine Comedy. And this page offers a great opportunity to really see in front of the viewer my goal as the illustrator of a new edition, which was to bring sources, citations and references from the history of artists addressing the Divine Comedy. Artists that are very famous to us, Botticelli, Doré, others that are commonly seen, but also I wanted to include the work of artists that are less known and even anonymous, artists who themselves illuminated manuscripts or early printed books. So in this scene, we have a range of citations in all of the plants, flowers, trees. Virtually all of them are copied from different sources. So for example, over here, these peculiar cone-shaped trees, and this little tree with the 3 tiers, I copied from a facsimile of the Landino edition with paintings by Antonio Grifo. So there you can see his trees and mine, and I'm making a reference to an artist that most of us haven't heard. As we continue on, we have here this large, almost broccoli-shaped tree form, which is taken from Amos Natini's depiction of the same scene. I've brought Beatrice and the group of muses closer to the viewer than in Natini's picture, but I use the same gesture of Matilda touching Dante's back as he's drinking from the water that we find in Natini, although I alter it a little bit. As we go across the landscape here, we have trees by Cochrane, Doré. Here, these tree forms are taken from the Marciana Codici. So here we have this group of tree formations. They're kind of like dandelion forms on a stick, and you'll find those here. Next to it, this somewhat crude tree form comes from another illuminated manuscript that I have here in facsimile. This is the Estense. And you can see here this very simple, crude kind of ball on a stick tree form I'm drawing there. As we continue on, we have trees by Zuccari. This is the waterfall aspect here is taken from Scaramuzza's image. Botticelli's tree. Here we have floral designs and motifs, which actually come from another manuscript that wasn't completely illuminated. It's quite hard to see these faintly inked images, but there are tree forms and flower forms in there that I import into this scene. So the scene is sort of populated by a range of citations from the history of artists dealing with the Divine Comedy. And on a last note, I sort of add, I can't resist a little joke, which is that, at this moment, Dante is being reborn as he prepares to ascend to paradise. And the act of being reborn happens kind of in this moment. He's drinking from the Lethe, so to emphasize that point that he is reborn, that he is a newborn, that he is in fact an infant, is I kind of transform his garment into a onesie, into a baby's attire. So this composition and the decisions that I made are a great example of my attempt to bring together a little bit of humor, lots of history in a fresh drawing style inspired by comics.